As a kid, I would sit in my living room watching the nightly news and listen to my dad rant about politicians. He would either complain about some politician and say, "I can't believe anyone supports them," or rave about some other politician that stands for his values. I've come to think of this as an American childhood rite of passage. When I learned about Burke's model of identification, however, I learned how politicians may have been able to connect to my dad, as we were only a middle-class family from Chicago, and politicians are millionaires from DC. I'm going to show you the model of identification and some examples in politics. The model of identification is a process of persuasion by aligning yourself with an audience in order to sway their opinion on a topic. There are 4 steps in this model: division, appeal, consubstantiality, and action. In order for somebody to be persuaded on a topic, there needs to be 2 sides to an issue. This creates division. There are one of 2 appeals that somebody can use: ways and interests. Ways is more basic and focused on physical things, like hair color, clothes, or cars. Interest is more sophisticated and focused on the non-physical. Attitudes, beliefs, religion, we root for the same sports team, things like that. The 3rd step is consubstantiality. That took me about a week to pronounce. Consubstantiality is when you and the audience get on the same page about your topic. The 4th step is action. This is the ask. I want your money or your vote or your approval on a subject. Consubstantiality and action are sometimes hard to see in political videos, so I'm going to focus mainly on the appeal. This next video is from President Barack Obama's 2012 re-election campaign at Carnegie Mellon University. He uses baseball as his interests appeal in order to relate to the audience. This is the beginning of a speech while he's casually talking to the audience before he dives into the political agenda.
A very important situation has arisen. The White Sox and the Pirates are in first place. So we may be in the World Series together. We love each other, we can root for each other until we get to the World Series.
All right. So Obama uses baseball as his interest appeal in order to relate to the audience. But when do you think the last time the president sat down and actually watched a baseball game? Obama makes a connection between Chicago and Pittsburgh. Obama was not born in Chicago, he was born in Hawaii, but he realizes that most Americans think of Hawaii as some fabled vacation destination and not a hometown. So he uses the Chicago White Sox to talk to the people of Pittsburgh in order to sway their opinion. The audience is also mostly liberal, and this helps strengthen the connection that he already has with his audience. Along with campaign speeches, campaign ads use the model of identification in order to persuade an audience in a short amount of time. This next example is from Greg Abbott's 2014 governor campaign while he was Texas Attorney General. He's going to use a ways appeal.
A guy in a wheelchair can move faster than traffic on some roads in Texas. I'm Greg Abbott. Elect me, and I'll get Texas moving.
As you can see, I clipped out the middle part of the ad to focus on the ways appeal. Greg Abbott uses the saying, "I can walk faster than this traffic," literally. He makes a connection between the physical wheelchair and the physical traffic in order to use his appeal. Most Americans would not be able to relate to being in a wheelchair, but since he draws this connection, they are able to relate to being stuck in traffic, as most of us have experienced that. In order to make this connection, he needs to physically be on the road and show that. Politicians may seem like they are these untouchable beings who are not even remotely like us normal folk, but somehow they get us to believe that they stand for the opinion of the people in our communities. Burke's model of identification shows one way politicians are able to relate to an audience. Through this research topic, I was able to connect to my dad and understand how some politicians may have been able to reach him. The model of identification draws a strong connection between the relationship between politicians and their supporters. Clearly, from all of my dad's ranting, the model might not always work. Thank you.